I've described him in the past as he is completely ordinary and completely extraordinary. He's just a really good bloke. He likes to go down the pub, he likes to have a drink, he likes to go to football, and he likes to play football, and I liked all of those things. A couple of times when he was short on a Sunday, he'd invite me to come make the numbers up on the team, and we'd play football in Kentish Town. A couple of times when he had a spare ticket for Arsenal, he'd invite me along, even though I'm a staunch Crystal Palace supporter. Keir is a passionate footballer. He is extremely combative, takes it very seriously, and I think he can best be described as a midfield general with a silky left foot. He's the guy that books the pitch. He's the guy that picks the teams and sends the WhatsApps out with the teams. He's the guy that runs around on a Saturday messaging people like me saying, "Can you play tomorrow? I've got 2 that have dropped out." He collects the subs. It's the stuff that blokes up and down the country do every Sunday. And yeah, he's just one of the guys, one of the lads on the pitch, and he gets stuck in, and he gives it, and he gets it back, and everybody's just completely equal on a pitch. It's great, and there's all sorts of people there. There's people that he's known for 30 years. There's somebody who came along 3 weeks ago because they were short, and he was somebody's mate's mate, and he's playing, and as long as you're past the test of being a decent bloke, and it's not so much about how good you are at football, it's more about you're a decent bloke and you want a pint afterwards, then you're in. First thing I would say about Keir is he was a great leader. He brought the best out of everybody that he worked with. I first met Keir when I was a prosecutor on the counter-terrorism division at the Crown Prosecution Service, and I needed to have an expert opinion from a human rights lawyer when he was appointed the Director of Public Prosecutions, and I'd just recently been made the head of the International Division of the Crown Prosecution Service. Keir was incredibly collaborative. He was a team player. He always knew his brief better than everybody else, including those of us who might have written them. I felt that he was someone that I could speak openly to, which for any senior leader is not always the case. For the leader of a very large establishment organisation, it's certainly not always the case. I think Keir would be a fantastic Prime Minister. He, most importantly, will do 2 things for me. The first is he will restore trust in public office. That's a huge statement, it's a huge task, and of course there'll be many people that will never trust, and there'll be a lot who still are sceptical, and I'm not surprised after what we've been through. But there will be a lot of people who will see that he is a man of his word, he is a man of ability, he is a man who will not do things for the sake of doing them, he will not do them because they look good, he will do them because they're the right thing to do, and they will have beneficial impact. He's always tried to do things that make things better, no matter how difficult they are, and no matter how difficult they are for him. I think he had plenty of friends when he was going into politics who turned around to him, close friends, and said, "Why would you want to do that? You're one of the leading human rights lawyers of your generation. You could earn an absolute fortune at the bar. You could do all this amazing work. Why would you put yourself through this?" He believes quite clearly that you've got to try and make a difference, and you've got to try and do it in the most effective way.